All right, Jeff Zimmerman here. Look who's in Frisco, Texas. None other than the legend, Nonito Donaire. How you doing, Nonito?
Man, I've been blessed, man. You know, very, very excited.
Yeah.
Very, very excited for all of this.
What brings you out to this fight? It's got to be Bam.
Well, of course, I got big love for those guys. But I'm here with Trevor McCumbee, actually.
Oh.
You know, we've been with my wife's program as a strength and conditioning. We've been helping him out with just being strong, you know, and being mentally strong, physically strong. So we've been helping him out, and he's a tremendous, great guy.
Yeah, he's got a big fight on his hands. Co-main event with Pacquiao.
That's right.
Is he ready?
Oh yeah, way ready. You know, again, the mindset, the physical aspect of all of it. You know, it's all aligned into being the best of what we see with him.
Nonito, man, you've been changing the game for years. Future Hall of Famer if you ever retire, or you do what?
What is that word? I don't understand that.
Or
word.
you do a Manny.
What does that mean?
Or you go in the Hall of Fame like Manny Pacquiao and then come back and fight for a world title. First off, you're still fighting at a high level. I know you've turned back the clock many times. Just talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I think just the mindset of it all. That's something I train a lot for all of my fighters, how they can be mentally strong and what you believe to be of who you are, not of what people think that you are. So for me, training and all of that stuff and working out and just getting all these young guys coming in and giving me that challenge just lifts up my whole energy and allow me to be very youthful, I guess, you know. And just the mindset is the biggest key component for how I'm just resurrecting myself over and over and over.
What goals do you have? What?
You know, I think for me now it's just having fun. You know, like I don't worry about what to come next. You know, I'm just here to just seeing how far I can go. You know, whether it's the end goal is of course being undisputed champion of the world, right? So we want to do that, but for now it's just every fight and then moving on to the next and moving on to the next until we get there. You know, that's pretty much what my mindset is. But ultimately just having a good time in there. I know that there's a limit to being in that ring professionally. So I'm gonna make the best out of it when I know I still can.
How excited are you for a guy like Bam, who just kind of burst onto the scene and started knocking guys off? Estrada and I can't think of
everybody.
You
know, it's very, very exciting. I mean, it helps out that his personality is who he is, you know, and that's what makes him great. But being inside that ring, he's tremendous, you know. And then he's got a tough guy in front of him, and that's the thing with him is he's fighting the best guys, you know. So. But you know he has the right corner with Robert. You know, I've been with Robert for a very long time, so I know how he works. I know how he thinks, and he's incredible. But because of that, he's very driven, and you don't really see fighters on the top be driven for a very long time. You know, so but because he has a lot of people ahead of him, that he has the possibility of mixing it up, but. Seeing him and how he's improving, definitely you got to give that credit to him.
Does it make you proud as a small weight guy throughout your career, like seeing him? I mean, kind of take over.
That's definitely what it is, right? You know, now is the resurging of all the smaller guys. You know, from Inuit to Nakatani to Bam. You know, you're just seeing all these little guys getting noticed when for a long time no one really cared about the little guys, you know. So I'm very happy to see that.
And you were a big part of that.
Well, I do the best that I can, and I'm still here.
And you're still here.
Yes,
I'm
still standing.
So you've been in the ring with Monster a couple of times, in a way. You mentioned him. There's been some talks floating around at some point in time with Bam getting in the ring with him.
I think that just take the time. That's all there is to it. Bam doesn't have to force it. You know, he has the name for it as well. He just doesn't have to force it. He just needs to just get his weight in there until he's comfortable being in that weight class. You know, you don't want to jump up just because of the money. It's going to ruin you mentally. You know, and so I believe that there's still guys in the 115 that he needs to fight. You know, and it's going to be incredible fights.
Yeah, and we mentioned Pacquiao at the onset. I think 46 years old, fighting Barrios this weekend in Vegas. Fellow countryman, Philippines. Talk about him coming back at that age, and can he pull off the victory?
That's the thing is, Pacquiao has the ability, has the heart. Is his body gonna be in line with what we think he is? That's the question, and that's something that we have to see, because if it's at the level we saw a few years back, then 100% he's gonna be a very tough opponent to fight. And you got a guy who's like Barrios, who's very driven because you want that name in his record. So I think we'll see the best of Barrios, and that's going to be very, very big. It's going to be very, very tough for Manny. But if we see the older version of Manny, I think it's going to be a very entertaining fight.
What's the first to go? The legs? Well, the legs.
I would say the legs. The legs. But you saw how he was moving around a lot. But it's just how the whole alignment of the legs, the muscles, the punches, that triggers your lungs, because the lungs is the first one that really triggers whether you have it or not.
And the granddaddy of them all, Canelo Crawford, break that one down.
I gotta give it to a point where that's an incredible fight. Canelo, he's a little bit slower in terms of the way he is, because he fights in his own pace. But you get a guy like Crawford, who can box, who can be orthodox, southpaws, whatever it is, very, very talented overall. Will he be able to perform like Mayweather did, which is to box and move, or with the way Bivol did? I know that he's moving up in weight, so there's going to be a big difference when it comes down to that. But being able to box, hit, and run is you don't have to be a big guy for that. And if he is able to do that and not sit there and not get caught with big shots, I think that it's going to be a fight that he has a probability of winning. But if you get caught with those big shots from Canelo, then it's one of those things to get hit with other people. But when you move up in weight and you get hit with bigger shots, they hurt. They're heavy. It's like getting hit with something different that you never really felt. So that's the question that we will see whether he has the capability of. Same thing with Pacquiao. We're watching it. This is why we're entertained and interested in the fight, because there's a lot of probabilities that can change. And so that goes for Pacquiao, that goes for Crawford as well.
All right, so you're still 50-50 fight at this point?
Yes, definitely. I think the first round we'll see who has the advantage, because you can't really tell because of their attributes. Crawford can box, Canelo has the power and the height, the weight. Is he gonna go in there and just brawl it out, cut all the ropes and just give no space, or is he just gonna walk them down? And we saw that anybody can run around Canelo in that way. So that gives Crawford the probability higher, So it just depends. This is how boxing works. It depends on how and who shows up and what type of strategy. So when you go in there, anything can change. And in the middle of the fight can change as well, because I'm like, oh, this is not working, I'm gonna go do something different,
Right.
So this is the beauty of boxing.
The IQ,
science.
yeah,
That's
sweet
right.
science.
And both guys have that experience and the IQ to change according to how the fight is gonna go.
Last question for you, Nonito Donaire, the living legend, still fighting, still going strong. Who's this Gabe Flores Sr. guy you've been running around with in Vegas?
I mean, you might have to cut this part, but that guy's a piece of shit. You don't really want to talk to that guy. No, that's my boy. He's incredible. He's helping me out a lot and just reminding me how I used to fight. He's incredible. And again, that's my brother, that's my family. We talk shit a lot. So, but he's incredible. Just has your back. When he has your back, he has your back. But ultimately, when it comes down to the way he thinks, it's complementing my fight. The way I fight and the way I want to go into the next fight. Him helping out the team just elevates the whole way of becoming a new person. That's why when you see me there now, the next time it's gonna be like, this is incredible, and he has a lot of help because of the way he thinks. That's helping out the things I already know how to do. So Gabe, big shout out to him for that.
Awesome. And you got a fight lined up, champ?
Right now, we're just having a negotiation to defend the interim belt, you know, and go from there.
Awesome, man. Great to see you here in Frisco, Texas, my backyard.
Thank you, brother.